Hello, stranger. I see you want to sell more beats. Sell. Oh, you want to sell more beats? Sell more beats. Sell more beats. More beats. Well, you're in luck. Who would have known it? We got a PDF for you that's going to transform your business with magic formulas and magic secrets and unicorns. Yeah. And we're going to throw the kitchen sink in as well. I'll get Jerry to throw in the kitchen sink. Hey, Jerry, throw in the kitchen sink. Transform your business from 0 sales to thousands of sales in a matter of weeks. Man, am I selling this? Am I selling this? I hope so. What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over whether I think that these beat selling guides that you can find online are worth your time and your money. So I'm going to be honest, guys, I had an email come through the other day that actually sparked this idea, because they was asking me how I was growing my YouTube channel so quickly. And a lot of that just comes down to hard work behind the scenes that people don't realize is actually going on. I did, when I started out about 2 months ago, run a consistent schedule of uploading beats, and that's what's got me to where I am today. And a lot of my growth does not come down to beat selling guides, even though I did purchase beat selling guides. So to give you all a bit of perspective, about 2 months ago I signed up for my BeatStars account, and I uploaded 3 beats to the platform, and literally a day after I got a guy send me a message to my email about one of the beats, claiming, you know, this beat's fire, you know, you need more sales, you need more recognition, shouting all kinds of praise, basically just trying to sell me a beat selling guide. You know, at the time I didn't know that, you know, this was a trend and there was so many of these PDF guides going around. And he did convince me that I needed this guide in order to make me my first sale. You know, I thought, what's the harm? You know, if I spend it, it was running me $50. I thought, what's $50 if I buy this guide and it gets me a few sales? Now, the truth is, there's a huge trend of these PDF guides going around, and it's quite a dangerous game, because if you go to your social media and you see one of these ads online, basically showing you the BeatStars kind of earnings this month, or you might see a couple of DMs on like Instagram of somebody, you know, claiming in a message that this was the best guide ever and it had the best methods in it and it made them their first sale within a day or within weeks. And you know, it's probably not, it's probably fake. And they're doing this to encourage you to buy the guide, because they're making it seem like there's some kind of magic tricks to make things happen in such a short space of time, and that's just not going to happen, guys. Like, that's not the way, you know, the beat selling business works. Nothing's going to happen overnight, or in a couple of weeks. You know, good things take time to build. No, the truth is about a lot of these guys is that they're so basic. You know, the information in them you can find for free online, like with some hard work and research. You know, it's not going to be in your first search results or something like that, but with some studying over time, trust me, the information is out there for free. To prove that now, I'll give you some free steps right now, which are the key things to my growth. One is to make sure you're networking. If you're not networking, guys, you're doing yourself serious harm. And I don't mean, you know, following people just to follow people, or messaging people that you just sell beats. No, that's not what I mean at all. So what you want to do is you want to take time out to find artists that you actually would like to work with. You want to find, you know, other producers that you may want to collaborate with. You want to spend time giving feedback to other producers. You want to spend a lot of time communicating like a human, not a logo, not a brand. You are your brand, and that is what's going to make you grow really quickly. Number 2 is to make sure that you're being really organized and consistent with your releases. And what I mean by that is, I've released for the last 2 months a beat every Monday, Wednesday and Friday without fail. You know, as much as I can. We are human and sometimes life gets on top of us, but you know, as much as you can, try to remain consistent about the days that you're releasing beats and the time as well, because over time, when you build people that want to listen to your work when you upload it, they're going to recognize this pattern that you build. You don't have to tell them about it, they will see it. This is going to make you seem really professional and like you're taking your work very seriously and that you mean business. But at the same time, you know, because of step 1 with communicating, you're going to show that you're really friendly and open at the same time. One of the tools that I use to stay organized pretty much on a daily basis is Trello. And if you don't know what Trello is, it's basically a planning app, but I use this to set out my goals for the day. Literally every plan that I have about my business in terms of beats is on Trello. So I can literally look at it as a huge overview and see how much work I've done in the past, how much work there is to do, you know, anything like that. So I recommend using some kind of app that you like to stay organized and consistent. So the third tip is to make sure you're posting creative content. What I mean by this is that, you know, everyone sees people selling beats have a thumbnail, a name of the beat, and that's it. You know, on YouTube, that's usually what they do. They have these rows and rows of beats. And, you know, I get that it's your shop, it's your catalog. You should do that, but that's not all you should do. You should be doing things that you really want to do that bring your personality to the table. Like for me, what I do is in between my beat releases on YouTube, on Instagram, I post a lot of beat making videos. If you haven't seen them yet, they're really cool, so check them out right here. People love to see the process with music, so you know, it's a cool art to see how you go from nothing to a finished beat. You know, showing that process off is showing your skills. You know, like it's gonna show someone that you really know what you're doing. You know, it's gonna create a interesting video for them to watch, you know, and the more that they're watching you is the more likely that they're gonna come and work with you. Or they're going to contact you, or you know, they're going to engage with you, and increasing engagement, it eventually leads to beat selling, you know. But you can't have that in your mind. You can't do these things just to sell beats. You've got to do these things because you want to do them. So like I love doing like tutorials, I love helping people out where I can. You know, I love working with other people, so I like to do those kind of things in between my beat releases. So instead of just seeing beat across my feed, I've got like other videos where I could be talking to people, giving advice, giving tips, a music blog, mixing tips, mastering tips, whatever, you know, whatever floats your boat, go do it. Now that we've covered some things to do, let's cover some things not to do. And the first one that comes to mind is spam. You know, if you don't know somebody and you're messaging them for the first time or whatever, do not message them, hey, I sell beats. This is not the way to start a relationship, to make them want to work with you, or to come across you know, a good vibe. Not, you know, it's not going to give anyone a good vibe. You're going to come across like you're trying to sell something. You know, change that approach. You don't need to worry about your own views, your own sales, stuff like that. You know, take time to be interested in people, for people, not for their money necessarily, or what you can make out of them. That leaves me with my next tip of what not to do, and that is to not be the guy that's trying to sell something. Now, put yourself in the same situation. You know, when you're in a, you know, a train station or subway or something like that, and someone comes up to you and, you know, can I have a minute of your time, you know, and they're really persistent and they're really trying to sell you something, and you get that vibe, you know, you can feel the vibe from them, you know, that they're trying to sell you something. And if you're getting that vibe from them, do you want to buy it? Do you want to buy something, or are you just trying to get away from them? You know, you got to put yourself in the same situation. You know, if you do message someone like, hey, I sell beats, what do you think is going to happen? You know, that's not the way to go about building relationships. So as I said, you know, focus on building relationships and don't be the guy that's trying to sell someone something. I mean, for example, on my Instagram for the last, I don't know how many weeks, I've had this guy just constantly message me like, check this out, check this out, check this out, check this out. You know, it's a constant stream of beats, and I don't know him. Like, I don't know him, and I don't know what to say to him, because I didn't even reply to the first message because I didn't have time yet. And by the time I hadn't replied to the first message, there were 6 messages, you know, and I can't stress how important it is to not just spam people over and over like that. Even if it's other producers that you're not trying to sell your beats to, you know, it's not nice, you know, it doesn't come across as a good vibe. So my honest verdict, guys, is that these beat selling guides are really not worth your time or your money, because you can find what's in these guides online for free. And to be honest, you're gonna have to trust me, but by staying consistent, you know, with a constant releasing schedule, putting in the work, making sure you're networking and communicating like a human, and actually doing that a lot as well, putting a lot of time into communicating and giving feedback on other people's work and taking interest in people, you know, by those 2 steps alone, you are going to get the views and the growth and the money in time. But but it's still something that happens over time. Nothing happens overnight or in a couple of weeks or whatever kind of false promises these guides make you believe. It doesn't happen that way. Be very careful when someone's trying to sell you a beat selling guide, because you're often seen as a target through ads or something like that. You know, that's why you see these ads, because they target you because you're posting music, you know. So be very careful, be very wary and vigilant of that. So yeah, that's my thoughts on these beat selling guides. If you don't share the same opinion, that's completely up to you. These are just my thoughts and my opinions, so please don't hate me for it. I'm not trying to steal business away from people that are actually doing these beat selling guides, and I hate to think that, but honestly, I don't want to see people falling into those traps of spending money where it could be better use elsewhere. And for an example of that, use TubeBuddy. TubeBuddy I use all the time. I think I pay $14.99 a month for my subscription per month, but it allows me to use the keyword explorer in TubeBuddy, and it's the most valuable tool on YouTube for me to use, because I can search up keywords that are not as competitive but still have a good search volume, and you know, that helps me reach people a lot easier instead of getting drowned out by competition in very competitive keywords. And that's a better use to spend your money on than a beat selling guide, in my opinion. So that wraps up this video. Smash that like button, hit subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next time.